Hello, welcome to Stay Sleepy, a calm corner where stories drift like soft waves in the night. I'm Alex, your narrator, here to guide you into a world of peace and dreams. Each night, we slow down together, the lights fade, voices soften, and stories begin to whisper. Here, words move gently, helping your mind rest and your body unwind. So take a deep breath, close your eyes, and let the quiet carry you away. You're safe, you're calm, and it's time to stay sleepy. The rain has been falling for hours. Not a heavy storm, just a steady rhythm that fills the air with soft sound. Each drop hits the street, the rooftops, the trees. It feels like the whole town is breathing slowly with the rain. I walk through the quiet street with my coat pulled close. The lamps along the road shine like tiny moons behind the mist. Their light slides across the wet stones, glowing in puddles at my feet. The world looks softer in the rain, smaller, safer somehow. Ahead, at the end of the street, I see the tall windows of the old library. Golden light glows behind the glass. It flickers gently, like candles burning far inside. I can almost smell the paper already, that warm, dry scent that only old books have. When I reach the door, I pause under the wooden archway. Rain drips from the edge of my umbrella. The handle of the door is cold in my hand, smooth from years of use. I push slowly, and the door gives a soft creak, as if it's been waiting all night for someone to arrive. Warm air greets me first. The quiet warmth of a room that has held its breath for too long. The scent of polished wood, dust, and time fills the air. Somewhere deep inside, I hear the gentle crackle of a fire. The sound of the rain changes too. Now it's only a faint tapping against the windows far away. I step inside and close the door behind me. The noise of the world disappears. It feels like I've crossed into another time. A place where nothing rushes, nothing shouts, nothing demands, just calm. My shoes leave tiny marks on the old floorboards. The library is dim but welcoming. Tall lamps with soft yellow shades stand beside reading tables. Rows of shelves rise into the shadows, filled with books of every color and size. I notice the dust floating in the warm light, little stars moving slowly in the air. I take off my coat and shake off the rain. It falls in small droplets to the wooden floor, where they shine for a moment before fading. I hang the coat on a brass hook near the door. It swings gently, as if sighing with relief. For a long moment, I simply stand still. I listen. There's a clock somewhere, ticking softly. A page turns in the distance. Or maybe it's only the sound of the fire breathing. The whole building seems alive in a quiet, sleepy way. I start to walk down the main aisle between the shelves. Each step echoes faintly, then fades. I run my fingers along the spines of the books. Cloth, leather, paper, each one worn smooth by time. Some titles are faded, unreadable. Others whisper names that sound like forgotten dreams. I stop beside a round wooden table. There's an old lamp on it with a green glass shade. Its light spills softly over an open ledger, the visitor's book. The pages are yellow and slightly curled at the edges. Someone signed it earlier today, but the ink has already begun to dry and fade. I take the pen and write my name in small, careful letters. The sound of the nib scratching across paper is almost musical. When I finish, I look at it for a moment. My name, surrounded by hundreds of others, stretching back through the years. It feels like joining a quiet community of night wanderers. Then I walk farther in. The smell of the books grows stronger, earthy and comforting. A thin beam of moonlight slips through a high window, landing across a row of history books. Dust sparkles in it, dancing slowly like it has nowhere else to go. I move toward the sound of the fireplace. Each step takes me deeper into warmth and light. The shelves on both sides close around me like tall, silent friends. My breathing slows. My thoughts grow lighter. The rain continues outside, steady and calm. Here inside, everything feels timeless. I'm not sure how long I've been walking, but time doesn't seem to matter anymore. All that matters is the soft glow ahead and the feeling that I've finally arrived somewhere safe. The sound of the rain fades into the background now. It becomes part of the silence, not gone, just distant, like a heartbeat outside the walls. You can almost forget it's there, until a soft gust of wind pushes a few drops against the tall windows. Then the rain reminds you, it's still listening. Inside, the library breathes quietly. The old wooden beams groan softly when the wind moves. Somewhere above, a single drop of water falls into a metal gutter with a dull sound. Plink. It's small, but in the silence, it feels like a whole conversation. There's the clock again. Tick, tick, tick. Slow and even, like an old friend, counting seconds for you. Not in a hurry. Just reminding you that time is still flowing. Gently, kindly. The lamps hum faintly too. That low electric whisper that you only notice when everything else is still. It's like the sound of calm itself. I walk toward the center of the room. The light from the lamps mixes with the glow of the fireplace. It paints the bookshelves in warm gold and soft shadow. The edges of the room melt into darkness, and the darkness feels soft, not empty, just peaceful. The fireplace crackles. A log shifts, and sends a small shower of sparks up the chimney. The sound is like tiny whispers, each spark saying something before it disappears. The flames move slowly, curling around each other in orange and blue. They light up the old brass clock on the mantel, which ticks along without concern. I sit down in one of the old chairs by the fire. The leather creaks gently under my weight. It smells faintly of smoke and polish and old memories. I rest my hands on the armrests, smooth and cool, worn by many other hands before mine. The warmth from the fire reaches my face and my chest. It's the kind of warmth that doesn't just touch your skin. It seeps in deeper, right to the bones. I close my eyes for a moment and listen again. There's the rain, the fire, the clock. Each sound has its own rhythm, but together they make something like music. A sleepy kind of music, the kind that slows your heart and makes you breathe a little softer. When I open my eyes, I notice the colors. The light dances over the books, the deep greens, the faded reds, the dull gold lettering. Some spines gleam under the lamp like they've just been polished. Others are rough, almost velvety, covered in age and dust. The air smells thick with stories. That mix of old paper, dried ink, and time. It's the smell of things that have waited patiently for someone to notice them again. There's also a faint sweetness, maybe from the wood polish, or from the tea someone once drank here long ago. It's hard to tell. It just feels comforting. Somewhere behind the shelves, a page turns. It's such a small sound, but it feels alive, like the book itself is breathing, stretching after a long nap. I imagine someone sitting in another corner of the library, reading quietly, maybe falling asleep over the pages. I don't see them, but I can almost feel their presence, soft and far away. The rain grows steadier for a moment. You can hear it pattering against the roof, sliding down the glass. It's like the world outside is washing itself clean. Every sound out there feels gentle now. Nothing sharp, nothing loud. Just a long sigh of water. I take a deep breath and let it out slowly. The air feels heavier here, in a good way, like it's holding me still. The smell of the fire mixes with the scent of the books and the rain outside. It's the kind of air that makes you want to close your eyes, rest your head, and stay exactly where you are. For a while, I don't move at all. I just sit and listen to the sounds, to the silence, to the quiet pulse of the library. Everything feels steady. Everything feels right. After a while, the warmth from the fire makes me a little too comfortable. My eyelids grow heavy, but curiosity wins. I decide to walk deeper into the library. The floorboards sigh under my shoes. Each step sounds slightly different. Some boards low and hollow, others sharp and crisp. It's like the wood is whispering secrets to anyone who will listen. The lamps along the hallway grow fewer now. Their light fades softly, and the air feels cooler. I move slower, almost floating through the shadows. Rows and rows of books stretch above me. They look endless. The shelves are tall, made of dark oak that glows faintly where the light touches it. Some corners are hidden behind narrow arches, as if the library was built to keep small mysteries alive. I stop by a shelf marked Forgotten Places. The label is written by hand, the ink slightly faded. I run a finger along the edge of the shelf. Dust rises into the air and shimmers in the dim light like tiny stars. I pull out a single book. Its cover is rough and uneven, and the pages are yellow like old leaves. When I open it, the paper sighs. A sound so soft it could be mistaken for breathing. The words are handwritten, the letters curling like vines. I can't read them clearly, but somehow I feel their meaning. It's a story about rain, about a traveler who finds peace in silence. I smile. How fitting. I slide the book back into its place. The shelf creaks again, as if saying thank you. Farther down, the air feels cooler. I pass a long window and see the night outside. Rain flows down the glass in silver lines. The garden beyond is a blur, just dark shapes and tiny pools of light. I can see my own reflection, soft and ghost-like in the window. For a moment, it feels like I'm looking at another version of myself, one who lives here, always walking these quiet halls. There's a small stairway ahead, hidden behind a curtain. The fabric is deep blue, heavy and smooth under my hand. When I push it aside, the stairs creak gently and lead upward in a spiral. The air smells faintly of dust and cedar. I move step by step, hands sliding along the rail. At the top, I find a narrow gallery that circles the upper shelves. From here, I can see the main room below. The fireplace still glowing. The chair where I sat now empty. The light dances over the floor like liquid gold. Everything feels far away and safe. I walk along the balcony slowly, fingertips brushing the spines of books. Every now and then, one leans forward slightly, like it wants to be noticed. There's something comforting about that, knowing that even books long forgotten still wait patiently to be read again. I stop near a window and rest my hand on the cold glass. The rain has softened now. It's more like a steady whisper. The sound reminds me of soft breathing, the kind that happens when someone has just fallen asleep. I watch as a single drop slides down the glass, leaving a thin, perfect trail behind. Somewhere below, a page turns again. That same sound from earlier, gentle, unhurried. Maybe it's the same unseen reader. Maybe it's the library itself. Either way, it feels friendly. I find another old chair near the corner of the balcony. The cushion is faded but soft. When I sit down, the wood gives a quiet sigh, as if relieved to be useful once more. From here, I can see almost the entire library. The shelves, the lamps, the rain-lit windows. Everything feels still. I lean back and close my eyes. The smell of books is stronger up here. A mix of ink, glue, and time. It's strangely sweet, almost like tea. I breathe it in slowly, then exhale, letting my shoulders sink. The clock ticks faintly below. It doesn't count time anymore. It measures calm. Each tick feels slower, softer, easier to forget. For a moment, I imagine all the stories resting quietly around me, thousands of them, asleep inside their covers, whole worlds waiting in silence. It's comforting to think they don't need to be read right now. They're just here, resting, like everything else. The rain continues outside. The flames shift, and the old library waits, timeless, breathing quietly through the night. The library feels endless, but somehow I know where I'm going. There's a path the light seems to draw for me, a faint glow across the floorboards, leading deeper inside. Each step echoes softly, fading before the next begins. I pass a line of tall windows. Outside, the rain is slower now, almost tired. Drops slide down the glass and gather in little pools at the bottom. The world beyond is wrapped in silver mist. No shapes, no edges, just the color of sleep. The air grows warmer again as I turn a corner. A new lamp burns here, low, golden, patient. Its light falls on a round table surrounded by 4 chairs. Each one looks inviting, but one of them, the one nearest the wall, feels meant for me. I walk closer and place my hand on the table. The wood is smooth and cool, polished by time. There's a single open book resting there, its pages slightly curled from age. No one seems to be around, but somehow it feels like someone left it for me. I pull out the chair and sit down slowly. The leather makes a quiet sigh, like it remembers other nights like this. From here, I can hear the softest sounds in the building. The flutter of paper somewhere far away, the drip of rainwater in the gutter, the hush of wind outside. I run my fingers across the edge of the open page. The paper is thin, almost translucent. The words are old and elegant, written in a calm hand. I don't read them all. I just trace the lines with my eyes, letting them drift across the page like a slow stream. For a moment, I forget where I am. The air around me feels thick and peaceful. Each breath fills me with warmth, and every exhale makes the world a little softer. The sounds blend together. Rain, clock, fire, until they're no longer separate things. They're just one gentle hum. wrapping the whole room in comfort. I turn another page. The sound is so small, yet it feels like part of the rhythm of the night. The candle beside the lamp flickers, making the shadows dance across the shelves. They move like waves, rising and falling with the firelight. I notice a teacup on the edge of the table, half full, the surface calm and unmoving. The faint scent of chamomile drifts from it, still warm enough to carry through the air. Maybe it was left by the librarian. Maybe it's been here for hours. It doesn't matter. It feels right, as if it belongs to the moment. I lift the cup carefully and take a small sip. The tea is mild and soothing, with a hint of honey. It warms my throat, then spreads gently through my chest. Every muscle in my shoulders begins to let go, one by one. The kind of release you only feel when everything around you is safe. I close the book, not because I'm finished, but because I want to keep the story inside for later. The sound of the cover closing is soft, almost polite. Leaning back, I watch the glow from the lamp stretch across the room. It catches the dust in the air, turning it to tiny golden specks that drift slowly down. The air smells like paper, honey, and rain. The perfect mix of old and alive. My thoughts start to wander. Not far, just gently. Memories drift in and out, soft as the light. I think of other rainy nights, other quiet rooms. The feeling is always the same. Stillness, safety, something timeless. I rest my head against the back of the chair. The library hums around me. I could stay here for hours, reading, dreaming, or just listening. There's no need to do anything else. No rush. No reason to move. I let my eyes close for a moment. The warmth of the tea, the firelight, and the steady rhythm of the rain blend together like a lullaby. Even the silence feels alive, not empty, but full of peace. The chair creaks softly as I shift my weight. It's almost as if the room moves with me, a slow, gentle motion, like the tide of sleep coming closer. Somewhere far below, the clock strikes once. A single, soft note that floats upward and fades. No beginning, no ending, just calm. The rain has turned into a soft whisper now, barely there, like the sound of distant breath against glass. Every drop lands lightly, without hurry, without weight. It feels as if the whole night is exhaling. The fire still burns in the distance. I can see its reflection in the polished floor, trembling gently. Each flicker moves slower now, as though the flames are tired too. The light feels warmer, deeper, almost like it's breathing along with me. I stay in the chair, still and heavy. The book rests closed on the table, the cup half empty. the lamp glowing like a single star, left awake. The sound of the clock drifts up again. Tick, tick. It no longer feels like time passing. It feels like time resting. Like everything in the world has slowed to the same heartbeat. I tilt my head back and close my eyes. Behind my eyelids, the light fades to soft colors. Deep blue, faint gold, the colors of the rain outside. Each breath draws me deeper into the quiet. The smell of old books hangs in the air. It mixes with the faint sweetness of tea, the warmth of the fire, and the clean scent of rain-soaked wood. Every breath feels like a memory, something safe, something familiar. The library feels alive in a sleepy way. The walls sigh softly when the wind moves. A page turns somewhere far away. Maybe the same unseen reader is still there, finishing one last story before drifting off. I imagine the shelves breathing with me. Thousands of pages gently rising and falling. Books dreaming their own quiet dreams. A soft wind slips through a cracked window, bringing with it the cool night air. It touches my face lightly, almost like a hand resting there for a moment, then fading away. The chair holds me like an old friend. The longer I sit, the heavier I feel. Not tired in a bad way, but full of calm. Like gravity itself has softened, and all it wants is to help me rest. I let my thoughts slow down, each one arriving like a feather, landing softly, then drifting away again. No sharp edges, no noise, just the quiet rhythm of the rain. Somewhere, a log shifts in the fire. A small crackle, then silence again. The sound fades into the stillness, becoming part of it. My breathing slows. In, out, in, out. Like the tide washing against a quiet shore. The air feels warm and deep. The world feels far away now. Not gone, just hushed. As if the night has wrapped everything in soft hands, the library holds its breath with me. For a long moment, nothing moves. Then the rain sighs once more, and the sound folds into darkness. I could sleep here. I think I might. The chair, the fire, the rain, they all seem to ask for the same thing. Rest. So I let go. No more thoughts. No more movement. Just warmth and the slow hum of the night. The last sound I hear is the rain. Steady, peaceful, almost singing. And then everything, the fire, the clock, the air, melts into one long, gentle silence. Stay sleepy, stay peaceful, and rest. When I open my eyes, the light is different. The fire has burned low. Only soft red coals glowing in the grate. A faint blue light seeps through the tall windows. Morning is coming, gray and gentle, like the world is waking up in slow motion. For a moment, I don't move. The chair still holds my shape, warm and quiet. The blanket that I don't remember pulling over myself rests across my legs. It smells like the room: wood, smoke, and sleep. The rain hasn't stopped. It's softer now, almost like a whisper. Each drop hits the glass with a small sigh. The rhythm is slow and kind, like the heartbeat of the morning. The clock ticks faintly across the room. Its sound feels steady and patient, not counting time, just marking peace. I stretch my hands toward the fire. The warmth is faint but sweet. Tiny sparks shift beneath the ash, breathing softly. The air smells like burnt wood and rain-soaked stone. My eyes wander across the room. The books are still there, silent and tall. The lamp still glows, dim and golden, like a memory that refuses to fade. Everything feels untouched, frozen in stillness, yet alive beneath the quiet. I rise slowly, my body heavy but calm. Each step sends a small creak through the floor, a sound that belongs here. The voice of the old wood stretching in the morning air. I walk toward the window. Outside, the garden is wrapped in fog. Trees stand like shadows, and the puddles on the path shimmer faintly in the gray light. The world feels softer than before, as if night hasn't quite let go. I rest my palm on the cold glass. The chill runs through my skin, gentle and real. Raindrops slide past my fingers like tears, without sadness. Somewhere far off, a bird calls once, then stops. Even the sound of life is slow here. Behind me, the fire sighs again. The last ember breaks apart with a tiny spark. It's time to feed it. I kneel, add a small log, and watch the smoke curl upward like a dream leaving the air. The wood catches slowly, and soon the flame returns. Small, steady, golden. The library glows again. Not bright, not loud, just enough to remind me it's awake. The smell of the smoke mixes with the scent of the books, and for a moment, it feels like the whole building is breathing with me. I walk along the nearest shelf, tracing my fingers along the spines. Some books lean forward as if curious. Others stand perfectly still. I find one that's slightly loose and push it back into place. It moves easily, too easily. There's a hollow sound behind it. Not the muffled thud of wood, but something deeper, emptier. I pause. I tap the back of the shelf again. The same sound. A soft, hidden echo. Air, not wood. Something behind it. A faint breeze touches my face, cool and dry, carrying the scent of dust and cedar. It feels like air from another room, a place the world forgot. I look closer. At the bottom corner of the shelf, the wood is lighter, a small crack in the grain. I press gently. It shifts, just a little. The clock ticks once. The rain whispers against the glass. And I realize the library isn't finished yet. There's more to find, I take a slow breath. The air feels older here. It smells faintly of paper and something else. Something hidden, waiting. My heart beats calmly, but there's a quiet pull inside me now. Not fear, not rush, just curiosity. The kind that feels safe. The kind that leads to quiet discoveries. I rest my hand on the edge of the shelf once more. It doesn't move this time, but the hollow sound remains, soft and sure. Like an invitation, I smile to myself. The kind of small smile that belongs only to silence. Then I whisper, almost without meaning to, "I'll come back." The room doesn't answer, but it feels like it heard me. I walk back to the chair. The firelight flickers. The rain hums against the window, and the library waits. Quietly, patiently, for me to return. The day moves quietly. Hours pass like soft waves. The fire burns low again. Outside, the rain has stopped, but the sky stays gray. I sit with a book open on my lap, but I'm not reading. My eyes move over the words, yet my mind is somewhere else. It keeps going back to the sound, that soft, empty echo behind the shelf. The sound that didn't belong. The sound that felt like a secret. I close the book. The room seems to listen with me. The tick of the clock, the faint crack of the fire, and beneath it all, silence. A deep, patient silence. I rise again. My feet remember the path, the creak in the floorboards, the cold air near the tall window. The shelves wait, just as before, the same line of books, the same scent of paper and dust. But now, the space behind them feels alive, like something is breathing there, slow, hidden, waiting. I kneel beside the lowest shelf. My hand runs along the wood, feeling for that small crack I saw this morning. There it is, a faint line, almost invisible. I press it again. This time, I press a little harder. Something shifts. A faint click, dry and quiet. The sound of old wood moving for the first time in years. Then, a small part of the shelf swings inward. Dust falls into the air, floating in the firelight like tiny golden snow. The smell changes too. Older, colder, filled with the scent of stone. Behind the shelf is a narrow opening, not wide enough for comfort, but just enough for a person to pass through. Beyond it, only darkness, no light, no sound. I stay still for a long moment. My heartbeat feels louder now, not in fear, just in awareness. The kind of quiet excitement that comes before discovery. I take the lamp from the table. Its light trembles as I lift it, casting long shadows across the floor. The glass hums faintly as I step closer. Inside the opening, a short corridor stretches into the dark. Stone walls, a low ceiling, dust thick enough to hold the memory of every footstep that ever passed here. I raise the lamp higher. The air feels untouched, like it hasn't moved in years. A spider's thread glows silver across the entrance, and when I break it, the air stirs softly. I step inside. The floor creaks beneath me, then changes from wood to cold stone. Each step echoes, not loud, but deep, like the sound travels farther than it should. Maybe the corridor is longer than it looks. Maybe it leads somewhere the library forgot. The walls are lined with shelves too, but smaller ones carved into the stone. Empty, except for a few old shapes. A glass jar, a broken quill, a piece of fabric turned gray with age. I whisper without meaning to. Who built this? The sound bounces softly back, like the air itself remembers. The passage bends once, then opens into a small chamber. It's round, no windows, no door. Just a space carved from rock, quiet as the inside of a thought. In the center stands a table, not wood, stone, smooth and dark. On top of it, something lies waiting. A book, not like the others in the library. This one is thicker, bound in a cover the color of ashes. Its corners are cracked, its pages edged in dust. I move closer, the lamp trembling a little in my hand. The flame dances across the cover, revealing faint letters pressed into the leather. Too faded to read. I reach out. My fingers stop just above it. The air here feels heavy, like it's holding a story that never wanted to be told. Then I touch it. The leather is cool, dry, and strangely soft. For a moment, nothing happens. Then, a faint sigh. A whisper, like air leaving a bottle. The sound seems to come from the book itself. I open it slowly. The first page is blank. The second, too. Only on the third, faint handwriting appears. Thin, slanted lines, written with care. It says, "To the one who finds this room, remember, the library is alive." It remembers every word ever spoken within its walls. I blink. The letters fade slightly, then darken again, as if they're breathing. I turn the next page. More writing, dates, notes, sketches of strange symbols, maps that don't match the world I know. And at the bottom of one page, a line that makes my heart pause. Behind every shelf, there is a memory. The fire in the lamp flickers harder, as if stirred by a sudden wind. But there's no wind here, only stillness. I close the book gently. It feels wrong to read more. Not yet. The words don't feel dangerous. but they feel private, like something sacred. I carry the lamp back to the corridor. As I step out, the air behind me cools again, and the small door in the shelf swings softly shut on its own. When I return to the library, it feels different now. The silence isn't empty anymore. It's listening. I set the lamp down. The clock ticks once. The fire sighs, and the library breathes with me. Slow, alive, awake. That night, I stay in the library. The rain begins again, soft and steady. Each drop taps against the windows, like quiet fingers reminding the night that it's still there. The lamp burns low beside me. Its flame is small but steady, casting gold circles on the table. The book, that strange gray book, lies closed in front of me. I don't open it yet. I just watch it. It feels alive in a gentle way, like it knows I'll return to it when I'm ready. Outside, thunder hums far away. The sound rolls through the sky like a slow heartbeat. I breathe with it, in and out, letting the rhythm calm my mind. The library is quiet, but not silent. Books whisper softly when the air moves. Wood creaks like an old memory. And beneath it all, I hear something deeper. A pulse, a soft vibration, as if the whole room has its own breath. I close my eyes for a moment. I imagine what this place remembers. All the people who have read here. All the voices that once echoed through these walls. Every word, every story, still here, somewhere between the shelves. When I open my eyes again, the book has shifted slightly. Not much, just a few inches closer to me. It might be the light, or maybe the table moved, or maybe it's something else. I smile. There's no fear now, just a strange warmth. The kind that comes when you realize you're part of something old. I open the book again. This time, the pages turn easily. They whisper as they move, like dry leaves in a gentle wind. The writing changes, no longer notes or maps. Now, it's a story, a memory, written in first person. It begins. The rain was falling when I arrived at the library. I remember the smell of dust and wood and the fire burning low in the corner. I pause. The description is too familiar. It's exactly what happened to me tonight. I found a book behind the shelf. I opened it, and I began to read my own story. The words blur for a moment. I blink, but they stay the same. My heartbeat slows, not in fear, in awe. Could it be that this book writes itself? That it remembers anyone who touches it? Maybe it doesn't tell stories. Maybe it keeps them. The next page is still blank. The ink slowly begins to form, right in front of me, letter by letter, word by word. He sits now at the same table. The lamp beside him burns softly. Outside, the rain continues. I lift my hand away. The writing stops. I put it back down. The ink moves again. The book is writing me. Right now. Right as I breathe. I whisper, "What are you?" No answer. Only a new line appearing on the page. I am the memory of all who come here. I close the book gently, not from fear, from respect. It doesn't need more questions. It already knows the answers. I sit back in the chair. The fire has almost gone out. Only soft orange light remains. Outside, the rain falls heavier, but it sounds peaceful now. A steady rhythm that fills the silence. I lean back, eyes half closed, listening to the rain, the ticking clock, the faint breath of the library. Somewhere in the darkness, a shelf creaks again. Maybe it's just the wood expanding in the damp air, or maybe another door is waiting to open. I don't move. Not tonight. The book rests on the table, and I let it be. Sleep comes slowly, warm, heavy, kind. I dream of pages turning by themselves, of lamps glowing in empty rooms, of voices whispering, "Remember me." That night, I drift into sleep, right there in the library. No blanket, no pillow, just the chair, the table, and the book beside me. The rain becomes part of my breathing. In my dream, it's still raining, but the drops fall slower, like time itself is resting. The library looks the same, but something is different. The colors are softer. The fire burns with a pale blue light, and the shelves seem taller, stretching up into darkness that never ends. I stand up. My footsteps make no sound. The air feels thick and warm, like I'm walking through a quiet memory. The book is still on the table. Its cover glows faintly. When I open it, the pages move on their own, turning and turning, faster than my eyes can follow. Then they stop. A single sentence appears in the center of the page. Follow the whisper. I look around. The air moves. Somewhere deep among the shelves, I hear it. A faint, breathy sound, almost like someone calling my name. I take the lamp, though it doesn't flicker now. It glows steady and white, like moonlight in glass. The whisper comes again. Not a voice exactly. More like the sound of paper moving, of pages turning far away. I walk toward it. Each step leads me deeper, past rows of books I've never seen before. Their titles shift and fade as I pass, like the library doesn't want me to read them yet. The whisper grows clearer. It sounds like many voices now, soft and layered, all speaking at once in different tones. Not frightening, just endless. I reach the farthest wall. There's a window there, but it doesn't show the outside world. Instead, it looks into another room, another part of the library I've never entered. Inside, someone is sitting at a desk. A man. He looks familiar. His posture, his hair, the way his hand rests on the open book. I move closer. The man looks up, and I see my own face. He's reading the same gray book. And as he turns the page, I feel it move in front of me too. Though I'm not touching it. The whisper fills the air now. Thousands of soft voices, all blending into one long, calm breath. We are the words that were never finished, they say. We are the thoughts that stayed behind. The other me keeps reading. He doesn't look surprised. He just nods, slowly, as if he understands something I don't. Then he closes the book. The whisper stops, and the window fades back into stone. The lamplight dims. The shelves melt into shadows. Only the sound of rain remains, gentle, steady, endless. When I open my eyes again, morning light is filling the library. The fire is out. The air smells like rain and dust and something sweet, like old paper warmed by sun. The book is gone. Only a faint outline of dust remains where it was, and under it, one single line written in the wood grain of the table itself. Sleep is the library between worlds. I sit there for a while. The rain has stopped. Outside, the streets glisten in the pale gold light. Inside, the silence feels deeper, but peaceful, complete. I take a deep breath. Some stories aren't meant to be finished. They're meant to be remembered. And this one, I'll remember every time it rains. The rain has stopped. The air smells clean, like new paper. Light moves gently through the tall windows, touching the old wood with a soft, golden glow. I wake slowly. My body is heavy, but my mind is calm. For a long moment, I just sit there, listening to the small sounds of morning. The crack of the chair beneath me, the faint sigh of the wind through the chimney, and somewhere, far away, a bird calling once, then again. The fire has burned out completely. Only gray ashes remain, but a thin thread of smoke still curls upward, a quiet ghost of warmth. I blink at the table in front of me. The book is gone. No trace of it, except for a pale square of dust where it had rested all night. For a moment, I wonder if I dreamed it all. The secret door, the hidden chamber, the words that wrote themselves. It feels too real to be a dream. Yet the library looks untouched, as if nothing ever happened. The shelf where the secret door had opened stands solid again. No crack, no shadow, no sign of the passage behind it. I rise slowly, stretching my stiff arms. The morning light warms my face. Each beam of sunlight looks like it's filled with dust and memory. The floor creaks under my feet. Every sound feels sharp now. The tiny clicks, the soft groan of wood, the whisper of my own breath. I walk to the window. Outside, the cobblestone street glistens with rain. Puddles reflect the pale sky, and a thin mist curls along the rooftops. It's peaceful, the kind of peace that only comes after a long night. A peace that feels earned. I touch the cold glass. For a moment, I think I see my reflection smile, though I don't remember doing it. Turning back, I look across the library. Something about it feels lighter. The shadows are soft. The silence no longer feels heavy. Maybe the room is resting too. Maybe it's tired from keeping its secrets. I return to the chair and sit again. The table feels warm now, like sunlight has been waiting for me. I trace a line in the dust where the book once lay. In the grain of the wood, I think I can still see faint letters, not clear enough to read, but just enough to remember. My mind drifts. The rain, the whisper, the dream that felt more like memory. It all blends together now, like pages in a story that never really end. A soft creak pulls my eyes to the far end of the room. The door to the front desk stands open. I don't remember leaving it that way. Light spills through, thin and golden. And on the counter, something new waits. A folded piece of paper, small, simple, untouched by dust. I stand again. Each step toward it feels quiet but certain. The floor doesn't groan this time. Even the air seems to hold its breath. When I reach the counter, I pick up the note. The handwriting is elegant, old-fashioned, faded by time, but still clear enough to read. It says only this: "You have read what was meant to be remembered. Take your rest." I hold it for a while. The words feel warm in my hand, as if the paper has been waiting all night to be found. I look around once more. Everything is still. Everything is calm. The library feels empty, but not lonely. More like it's sleeping again, content, quiet, and alive. I hold the note in my hand for a long time. The paper is soft, almost fragile. It feels older than it looks, as if it's been written years ago and only now decided to appear. The handwriting reminds me of something, a style I've seen before, maybe in one of the books, maybe in the gray one. The letters curl gently at the ends, like someone who never rushed while writing. Each word has patience. Each space has calm. I whisper the words again. You have read what was meant to be remembered. Take your rest. The sound of my own voice seems to echo softly through the room, as if the library is listening. A soft breeze moves past my face. It smells faintly of old paper, wax, and rain. I look around. The shelves stand tall and silent, but there's a new light in them now, a pale shimmer, like moonlight caught in glass. I start walking slowly between the rows. Each step stirs a small puff of dust, and the air moves like a sigh. The books seem different this morning. Some are brighter. Some have shifted slightly, as if they've been read during the night. My fingers trace along the spines, titles in gold, in silver, in languages I don't know. Each one hums quietly, a sound too soft to be real, like the memory of a song. At the far end of the room, something catches my eye. A single book lying out of place, not on a shelf, but resting neatly on a small wooden table. It wasn't there before. I walk closer. The cover is deep blue, with faint gold lines like falling rain. The title, written in calm, steady letters, A Rainy Evening in the Old Library. My breath catches. I open the cover slowly. The first page is blank. Then words begin to form. They tell the same story. The same room. The same rain. The same night I just lived. Every detail is there. The lamp. The hidden door. The secret book. The whisper. Even the note I found this morning. I turn another page, and there it is. My name, written at the bottom in soft ink. Written by Alex. I freeze. For a moment, it feels like time forgets to move. I don't remember writing this, but I can't deny it's mine. The words, the rhythm, the quiet tone. It all feels like me. I run my hand over the ink. It doesn't smear. It's dry, as if written years ago. A small smile finds me. Maybe the library wrote it. Maybe it just borrowed my name. Or maybe this is what it does. It keeps stories alive by giving them back to those who need them. I close the book carefully. It feels warm, like it's breathing. The gold on the cover glows faintly as the sunlight shifts through the window. I place it back on the table. The air seems lighter now. Even the silence feels kind. When I turn, I notice something else. The shelves look fuller. Every gap seems filled. No empty spaces remain. It's as if the library has been healed, as if a missing story has finally returned. I stand there for a while, listening to the quiet. The world outside begins to wake. Footsteps on wet stone, the clink of distant teacups, the gentle murmur of morning life. Inside, the library glows softly, like dawn caught in a dream. I take one last look at the blue book. The gold letters shimmer, and for a heartbeat, I think I see new words appear beneath the title. then fade before I can read them. Maybe they weren't meant to be read. Maybe they were just a whisper. One last good night. I stand near the center of the library, watching the light move across the floor. The rain outside has stopped completely now. Only drops fall from the roof, one by one, like the last thoughts of a long night. I glance toward the front door. For the first time, it looks inviting, no longer heavy or dark. Just a quiet wooden door, with soft sunlight spilling through its edges. I walk toward it slowly. Each step feels light, as if the floor remembers me kindly now. The wood beneath my feet no longer creaks. It hums, softly, peacefully. When I reach the door, I pause and turn back. The library stands behind me, glowing faintly in the pale gold light. Dust drifts through the air like tiny stars. The books sit still, but somehow I know they're awake. The table by the fire looks almost the same, except for the empty space where the gray book once lay. I stare at it for a moment. That little patch of dust feels like a memory, the kind that stays even after everything else fades. Something shifts near the fireplace. A soft crack, a flicker of orange. The ashes begin to glow again. Tiny sparks appear, and before I can move, a small flame curls upward, alive again, gentle and warm. It's as if the library is lighting a fire to say goodbye. I smile. It feels right. It feels like the end of a chapter. The shelves shimmer faintly, their shadows flickering like breath. The air smells faintly of smoke, rain, and old paper, the scent of stories that never die. I rest my hand on the door. The wood is smooth and cool. I whisper softly, "Thank you." No answer comes, only a faint sound. The quiet rustle of a page turning somewhere behind me. That sound follows me as I open the door. It's not loud, just a slow, peaceful sigh, like the library exhaling after a long night of keeping secrets. The outside world greets me with light. The morning is bright but gentle. The wet stones shine under the sky, and puddles mirror the clouds like calm mirrors. A cool breeze touches my face. It smells of grass, of clean rain, of something new. I step outside. The door closes softly behind me. No creak, no slam. Just a quiet click, like the end of a story written carefully. For a moment, I stand there. The street is empty. The world feels slow, as if still waking from the same dream I just left. The sound of birds comes from somewhere nearby. Not loud, just gentle, rhythmic. They sing like they know it's morning again. I breathe deeply. The air feels light, the kind of air that carries peace. When I turn to look back, the library stands silent, its tall windows catching the sunlight. The glass shines softly, almost like eyes that are finally resting. I can almost hear it whisper, "Go on now." The story will keep itself, so I walk slowly. Each step away from the door feels softer. Each breath feels fuller. The sound of the rain fades behind me, and all that remains is calm. The road outside is empty, just a soft mist floating over the stones. The rain has stopped, but the world still glows with its memory. The sky is pale gray, quiet, like a sheet of silk. Somewhere far away, a bell rings once. Its echo stretches, fades, and disappears into the clouds. I walk without hurry. Each step makes a soft sound in the wet street. A small stream of water runs beside the path, catching light from the sky. Like liquid silver, everything feels slower now. The air, the world, even my thoughts. It feels as if the library's calm has followed me here, walking behind me like a gentle shadow. I pass an old lamppost. A single drop of water hangs from its edge, and for a moment it reflects the whole street upside down. Then it falls, and the image vanishes, just like a dream ending softly. The smell of wet books still clings to my coat. It reminds me of the warmth of the fire, the whisper of turning pages, and that quiet voice that seemed to come from nowhere, or maybe from inside me. The morning air is cool and kind. I can hear the first sounds of the city waking. A cart rolls over cobblestones. A door opens. Someone hums a tune. Life continues, simple and peaceful. I pause near a bench under an old tree. Raindrops fall from its leaves, tapping the wooden seat. I sit down. The world around me moves slowly, like a gentle wave. I close my eyes for a moment. The air feels soft on my skin. I take a long breath in and let it go. It feels good to breathe, to rest, to simply exist. Somewhere behind my closed eyes, I can still see the library, the warm firelight, the tall shelves, the rain on the windows. It's no longer just a place. It's a feeling, the feeling of being safe, of being quiet, of being home. That's what the night gave me, and what the morning let me keep. I open my eyes again. The mist begins to lift. Sunlight touches the tops of the buildings. A bird flies across the sky, its wings cutting through the light like brush strokes. For a moment, everything feels perfectly still, perfectly peaceful. I smile to myself. I don't need to say anything. The silence says enough. And then Slowly, the sound fades, the street softens, the air grows lighter, the world blurs gently, like the end of a dream that doesn't want to end. Thank you for spending this rainy evening with me, here at Stay Sleepy. May your night be peaceful, your dreams be kind, and your heart stay light. Good night.